Hello, friends. Hello, YouTube family. Happy Friday. All right, I got to get my microphone where I want it. Okay, so I hope you can hear me. I'll scoot this way a little bit. Here I am. Yes, so we're going to take care of some admin stuff to start the day today. So I'll go over some channel stats we'll spend for our channel of the week. And then I'm going to try a new game with everyone today after I tell you just some more about what's happening here at RichKatRanch. And throughout the stream today, you're welcome to stop up or pop up and say hello, introduce yourself. If you've got news about your channel that you'd like to share, I'd love for you to do that. That's what this stream is all about, is introducing folks to new folks. Hello, David Hunt. How are you? Jerry and Susan, how are y'all? But let me pull up my spreadsheet, and we will go over channel stats, subscriber counts with you guys right quick. All right. See, if I minimize that, what happens? Oh, I can still see. Oh, but then I can't scroll. Okay. I'm still experimenting with ways to make it easy on myself to be able to see the screen along with what's happening on the stream. So, all right. So our friends Nina and Boyce, Texas neighbors at Rooted in Texas, are at 831 subscribers today with new content for you to enjoy. Our friends at Ordered Steps, or our friend at Ordered Steps, is at 1,320 something subscribers today. Y'all, I am just still dumbfounded at the amazing leap that this channel took. About 3 weeks ago, she took off after just hovering around like the 200 mark for a year. So I'm excited to see this, and she so deserves that kind of support. So please check her out. No new content there in a while, but it's not real easy for her to consistently put content up. So hello, John at Home Bartending with John. How are you? My friend Akashi Chris at Mind Forked is at, pull that back up, is at 374 subscribers today with new content this week. My friend and Texas neighbor Byron at 12 Stones Ranch, who has visited us here. He came for supper. He met all the animals and even put up with Serena's shenanigans. She's the overprotective one in the pack. And let me know if you guys can hear me. I just have my microphone in a different place today, so I want to be sure it's not causing problems for you to hear what I'm saying. So Byron he's holding on to that 1,750 something subscribers today. I'll tell you guys already, there's lots and lots of green. There's a handful of these channels that have held on to the subscriber count, or they're in the same, basic range they were last week. And there's only one channel that lost a subscriber today. So that's, again, very encouraging to me. And lots of new content went up in this last week. So let's see. Let me put this in a different place then. Hang on one second. I'm going to try to put this more in front of myself. So hang on. I don't know what that looks like. It's just jerry-rigged. All right, but let me know if that's any better. And I didn't run my speed test today to be sure that our internet is cooperating. I'll let that run, and I'll continue with our subscriber counts. So Byron holding on to the 1,750 something subscribers that he had last week. Our friend Joe Hupp in Australia has gained a couple of subscribers. He's at 292 subscribers this week. Seth the Welsh has gained a subscriber. He's at 56 subscribers this week. Our friend Woman Outdoors, LB at Woman Outdoors, is holding on to her 1,150 something subscribers this week. Jesse and Lisa at Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa have grown to 1,350 something subscribers this week. Hello to the Bud Files. How are you? Hello to anyone that's part of the Rewatch crew if you're watching after this stream ended. I forget to thank you guys along with the people that are here in the chat. And it looks like my upload speed is good, so hopefully it was just a problem with positioning of the microphone. Let me fiddle with it a little bit more. See if I can get it aimed down a little bit. And Jesse and Lisa just had a great pop-up live from the farmers market down in Houston near where they live. And I said in the chat, it's so big. That farmers market was huge. And it reminded me of the farmers market in Santiago, Chile when I was there that had, it had all the farmers market type stuff, but there were textiles and there were little restaurants and seating areas and fountains and live music. And that that farmers market that Jesse and Lisa just visited really made me think of that great big one that I visited down there. Hello, P-Hop. How are you? Thanks for being here today. All right. So where was I? Jerry and Susan from Butler Family Farm, who are in the chat today. They are at 767, or they were at 767 when I checked a couple of hours ago. I think I saw Jerry post in the chat that they're at 770. So they've gained even another few subscribers since I checked a little while ago. Our friend Gary at Belt Loop 29 is at 2,100 something subscribers today. And our friend David Hunt, who is in the chat, is at 529 subscribers today. Again, these are our channel members who also happen to have channels. So I really encourage you to check them out and go and show them some love and support the way they have shown me some love and support. I know you guys are probably connected to all of them already, but we can always still use watch hours and comments and likes and all of the YouTube things that will make the algorithm notice us. So make the rounds and stop by and visit all of them as soon as you get a chance. Let's see. So, oops, I just closed that window. Hang on. So now we move on to previous guests on the show. And the first of those is Nick at Multi-Hunter 24/7, more Texas neighbors of ours, a couple of hours to the west. They are at 657 subscribers today with new content this week. Mud and Mascara Homestead Tiffany actually has a new video that just went out, I think, yesterday, and she has gained a handful of subscribers since last week. She's at 425. So two things I'll apologize for. I think I have an eyelash in my eye, so I'm going to be obsessing over that off and on during the stream because it's really bugging me. And I haven't had caffeine for 2 days. I do have a little bit of a headache. It's not as bad as the headaches I used to get when I was trying to wean myself off of coffee. I've just been drinking green tea for like the last 4 or 5 years, but it still has caffeine in it, and I'm still just as hooked to the caffeine. So I am struggling through the withdrawal of caffeine by giving up caffeine. So I've got some warm water here with cayenne and cinnamon in it. Tammy at Mountain Grandma told me that cayenne can help with caffeine cravings. So I'm going to try that. I know it's also a great analgesic. And so I'm really, really trying to, A, just stay hydrated in general because caffeine is very dehydrating. And B, I'm going to take advantage of whatever herbal tips and tricks people can share to help me not be so miserable getting the caffeine out of my daily routine. And just FYI, part of the reason I want to give up the caffeine is because I don't like being hooked on it, for one thing. But also, I did all the cover songs for this month, and I feel like the caffeine, I don't put sugar, I don't put anything in my tea. It's just plain green tea. You wouldn't think it would cause a problem, but obviously for some people it does. And I think the caffeine just really made it challenging to keep my throat clear and hydrated. Again, caffeine is dehydrating. So I'm just on a mission now to get rid of it and get myself in better shape vocally. So that's step number one. Back to the list here. Our friends Ryan and Devin, Texas neighbors, are at 1,060 something subscribers today with new content. They put a short out, and it's funny because when I saw their short, I thought of Nick at Multi-Hunter 24/7 because it's a short of a mama and a bunch of baby wild pigs, and they're so cute that it's really hard to accept how dangerous and destructive and annoying they can be. But I was glad they shared it. It is reality, and they've got a lot of property up in Oklahoma, so they're going to have to contend with that sort of stuff just forever. Anyway, so they're at 1,060 something today. My friend Ginger at Not For Nothing Homestead, check it out. She's at 818. She's crossed that 800 mark. Robin at What the Flock is at 472 subscribers today. So far, all of these channels have new content for you to enjoy. Robin is shooting for 500, so you guys go over and show her some love and help her get there. My friend Lee from the UK at First Floor Audio, another great musician, along with David Hunt, who's in the chat today, is at 1,080 something subscribers today. Always new content there because he does a live stream 2 or 3 times a week, and you literally can go and enjoy a concert for free. But he also has at least one live stream a week where he's writing music. You get to see the process of him creating music, and so that's really fun. Our friends at Rich New Design, Wes and Jess, are at 358 subscribers today with new content, including the live he did on Wednesday night, I think, going over Nightbot programming instructions again, which I needed because I had my Nightbot. I thought I had it set up, and I guess it was last Friday that it just was not working. Everything that was supposed to be like on a timer was coming up with some message in the chat saying that command could not be found or something. So we'll see what happens if I get any of those automated messages popping up today. So they're at 358. Our friends Jeff and Lorena at Back to Country Homestead, also Texas neighbors, are at 552 today. Ronnie and Brittany in California at Ronnie and Brittany RB Story are up to 586. Still no new content, but I'm keeping my eyes open for that. Ashley at CNC Farm up to 1,520 something subscribers today. John at Home Bartending with John, who is in the chat today, is up to 331 subscribers today. Always new content at that channel. My friend Vicki Lund at Psychology Noir with Dr. Lund is up to 913. I have that highlighted in that fuchsia color, as you can see, with a corresponding fuchsia color for Nancy at Our Treasured Home, and I'll talk to you about that in just a second. No new content in about a week at Vicki's channel, but great stuff there. So check her out. My friend Adam Sky in the UK is up to 237. Oh, he's holding on to the 237 subscribers he had last week. My friend Dino at the Late Late Horror Show up by 1,000 to 103,000 something subscribers. 103,000, yes, subscribers plus today. My friend Don Ray B is up to 462 subscribers today. Jen and Steve at Good Times Homestead with Jen and Steve are up to 856 subscribers today. Hello, Mark at Corner Clubhouse Cobalt. How are you? Thanks for being here today. And then there's Nancy at Our Treasured Home up to 913 subscribers today. So I just have these two content creators highlighted in this fuchsia color because obviously I want you guys to help them get to 1,000. I really feel like that's coming very quickly. I'm excited that they are in this little race together. It'll be fun to see who hits that mark first. You guys can obviously be instrumental in making that happen. So I just encourage you to go and check them out and show them some support. And then Fat Ninja, this is the only channel that lost subscribers. 1 subscriber down. Again, no new content in 4 or 5 weeks now. But it may not be a channel that's going to really come back. His son Christopher had sort of taken it over and rebranded it Medium Ninja. There were a couple of videos that went up, but it just might be too much for him to keep up with it. My friend David, Texas neighbor at Safe and Sound Texas Audio Excursion, is up to 2,140 something subscribers today. So he had hoped to hit 2,000 before the end of the year. We missed that mark, but it came up here in the last couple of weeks, and now he's just taken off. That ball is rolling. A lot of great fun stuff there, so check that out. He does great live streams, so you guys go check him out and tell him I said I sent you. My friend Peter Tragos at Lawyer You Know, up to 214,000 something subscribers this week. My friend and Texas neighbor Stephen at Pawpaw's Kitchen is up to 331 subscribers today. My friend Ralph at Webb's Web is holding on to his 151 subscribers today. My friend Amanda at Bare Bones Living is up to 684 subscribers today. New content there this week. My friend Danielle at Danny Days Ahead is up to 1,050 something subscribers today. My friend John at Pedroza Travel is up to 859 subscribers today. Generally, there's new content there every day as well. And I will be a guest on his live stream on Sunday at, I think it's 11 o'clock a.m. my time, a.m. Central Time. Now I can't remember what time because he's in California, so they're a couple of hours behind us. But be watching for that. We're going to talk about people who have pets who travel. I think specifically we're going to talk about when you got to leave your pets at home. What do you do with them? So join us on Sunday at John's Travel for that live stream. He may come into the chat. I know I see him a lot of times on Fridays. If so, I'll have him drop a link for that live stream. He is at 859 subscribers today. Hello, Akashi Chris at Mine Fork. Thanks for being here today. My friend Angela at the Inquisitive Farm Wife is at 1,460 something subscribers today. Millionaire Paul in the UK is up to 237 subscribers today. Tom Salta continuing to grow. He's at 813 subscribers today. He's had a couple of new pieces of content go up on the channel this week. My friend Marin at Palma Pioneer Pantry is up to 299 subscribers today. I think they've had illness in the house. I think her most recent video has had to do with someone being sick. But there's new content this week. I don't think there had been new content last week when we talked about the channel. But she's still growing. I'd love for you guys to check her out. My friend Sparrow Spalding up to 1,270 something subscribers today. Virtually content there every day, every other day-ish. And I think I had shared with you that she sent me like the first 50,000 words of the fiction novel that she's writing. I really was enchanted. I am in love with it. She's going to send me the more of it as she gets it done. I'm not going to spoil anything by telling you particulars about the story, except that I really identified with some of the concepts in it. It's very light. It was an easy read. The characters are very enjoyable and relatable, and I am so impressed. I'm so proud of what she's doing, and I'm extremely honored that she asked if I would send the book to give her some feedback on it. So I'll keep you updated on that. Obviously, when that book is available for purchase, I'll let you know. But I just am really tickled. She's doing great things at her channel. She's just doing great things with her talents, and I hope you guys will check her out. Our friends Brittany and Big K at Flannel Hill Farm are holding on to their 146 subscribers today. The Adventures of Kenny and Debbie, they are at 598 subscribers today. So it's only going to take a couple of you guys to get them across that 600 mark. My friend Bearded Eagle is at 1,060 something subscribers today. Heather in Australia at Come Hither with Heather is at 878 subscribers today. Steve Robson Photography, that has been rebranded as Wild Macro Art, is up to 25 subscribers today with a couple of new pieces of content this week. Shane at Paralife TV, your everyday wheelchair ninja, is up to 1,800 something subscribers today with a great video that just went out, I think, 2 days ago. Great inspirational, motivational, just do it video. So please check that out. Please go and show Shane some love and support. He's just an amazing person with an amazing channel. Obviously today is just I'm calling it our end of quarter catch-up stream. It's an open panel. I've posted the link. There's should be a pinned comment at the top of the chat with the link, so anyone is invited to come up, say hello, tell us what's going on at your channel. If you've got something exciting to share, even if you don't have anything exciting to share, even if you're not a content creator, if you just want to come up and let us put a face with a name that we have seen in the chat, that would be awesome. And I'm happy to report we crossed the 2,000 mark during last Friday's live stream. We're at 2,027 as of just before the stream starting, because today's short, I have a short that goes out every day now at 12 o'clock noon. At 12:50, I think when I checked it, it had 1,800 views and we got 11 new subscribers out of it. Go figure. The shorts, for us so far, the shorts are where it's at. And I just really encourage you guys to at least experiment with that. And you know, there's even a way that you can take little 15-second clips out of videos on your channel and turn them into shorts. And then that short automatically provides a link for viewers to then go watch the whole video. So it's a super simple way to maybe play with shorts and see what you think. Our shorts are generally all animal related, little snips of things going on with the flock and the dogs and the herd. And today was Bear and our grand cat Sparty. It's like a 20-second short. I did not think it would do well. I didn't think it was going to be interesting enough to do well. And the last few shorts have not done as well as the previous ones this month. But for whatever reason, it took off. It's a very sweet little short, and it's very much a glimpse at Bear's relationship with the little animals here. He loves the cats. He loves the ducks. He's not sure about the geese, only because when he approaches, they go into defense mode with their necks stretched out, hissing at him. So he knows that they don't want to be friends. But he's just been an amazing dog. We don't know his story really. He's the newest member of our pack here. But he's just precious around the little animals and the puppies that come to stay with us. So that's the only reason I shared it, because it just gives you a little glimpse of what Bear is like around the cats. But I guess people are enjoying it because it's growing the channel. Hello, Pete at Scratch and Pete. Hello. Hey, Mark. Welcome, new member Mark. So I think Mark had been gifted a membership when we did some gift memberships a month or so ago. So thank you for renewing your membership. Hello, Devin at Our New Land. Thank you for being here today. Let's look at Mark's channel right quick so we can give you the subscriber count. All right. Mark is at 1,090 something subscribers today. So check him out. Thank you for joining the family, Mark. Again, thanks to everyone that's in the chat today. Thanks to those who are going to be rewatching after the stream ends. And let's see, I've just got a few more to finish up my page here. So coming up next week on the channel, Shanster Travels will be my guest. The following Friday, Mike Lemery Films. He focuses on eagles. So you guys know why I like that channel. And I'm hoping he will maybe have something to share with us. And then Vineyard Chicks will be my guests on the 21st of April, followed up by the last Friday of April will be Mountain Grandma. So I'm just showing you what their subscriber counts are right now. Obviously, we're not going to be doing any comparisons until the week after each of them are on the show, but I just kind of like to see where they're starting when I first introduce you to their names, at least through this little spreadsheet. So that's what's happening here. As always, if you are interested in being interviewed on the show, send me an email. I'll interview you. We'll introduce you to some potential new viewers and subscribers. We'll just have some fun getting to know you. I still believe and will always believe that when people like and know the content creator, the person behind the videos and behind the channel, they will support the channel. If they like you, they'll watch, they'll show up, they'll comment, they'll do all the YouTube things that will help you grow just because they like you, even if your content isn't something that they would ordinarily seek out to watch. So if you'd like to be on the show, send me an email and we will get you scheduled. I don't have anything scheduled yet for May. I will probably do a similar end of quarter thing. I know I talked about doing that at the end of the month every month, so there may still be some end of month things we do. Kind of just to give myself a break from interviewing and just spend a little more time with you guys in the chat. But anyway, if you'd like to be on the show, send me an email. There's the email address. Super easy to get a hold of me. Let me get back to the chat. All right, so that's that. Now let's go to our channel of the week. Let's spin for channel of the week right quick. Let me find that. Channel of the week. Let's see what we get. All right, let's spin. Who are we going to get? Hello, John. Hey, John, if you want to drop a link to your live stream on Sunday, I've already invited everyone to come and check it out. The Jungle Off. This is a new channel for me, and I think I met this channel at Mark the Spider Guy's live stream on a Saturday a month or so ago. I think that's how I know this channel. So obviously it's sort of animal related, so you guys know already that's why it appeals to me. But check that out. You might have some fun with that as well. I'm going to sprinkle in some did you knows and questions and stuff now for the rest of the show. Again, if you'd like to be on the stream, let me go ahead and put the link in the chat again as well. If you'd like to come up and say hello, I'd love for you to come up and say hello. Hint, hint, hint. There's the link to do that. It won't be an interview. You'll just be coming up to say, hey, I'm so-and-so, and my channel is this, and here's what we do at my channel, and next week we're going to do this, or next month is going to be this focus, or, whatever you might like to talk about yourself and the channel. And there's the link now for John's live stream that will happen on Sunday. What time is that again? I think I remember in my head calculating that it was going to be 11 o'clock my time, but all of a sudden now I don't remember. Now I don't remember what time it is on Sunday. But that's John at Pedrosa Travel, who was a guest on the show back in the fall last year. Or wait, I think it was December. You were on the show in December, weren't you, John? And he's growing very nicely. But you can travel virtually by going to his channel and watching videos. So take advantage of that. All right, so what I want to try now. Oh, first, let's put up here's a question. Here's a random question. You guys can sound off in the chat. Let me know what food you cannot stand. I don't know. Is there a food I cannot stand? 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. 7 o'clock Eastern, so 6 o'clock my time. Good thing I asked you, because for some reason I was thinking it was a morning stream. So 6 o'clock Central Time. Come to John's channel and hang out with us. So food you cannot stand. Liver. I've had liver if it's cooked right. I've eaten it, so I wouldn't say I can't stand it. I don't cook it because I don't like the smell of it. The dogs eat it. The dogs love it. They get raw liver even and just think it's the best thing that ever happened. This is Sunday's show over at John's channel. But what foods can you guys not stand? What can I not stand? I mean, there's some stuff I've only had once maybe, and I haven't had it again. I guess it means I can't stand it. Like, I don't like raw oysters, but I don't like the feel of raw oysters. Fried oysters are okay, but I don't know if I would say I can't stand it. I just don't like it. And I still think if I got hungry enough, I'd probably eat anything. But is there a food anyone else cannot stand? Anybody have a food you can't stand? And while you're thinking of that, here's a did you know. Did you know there are 118 ridges on the side of a dime, 119 ridges on the side of a quarter, 150 ridges on the side of a $50, and 198 on a dollar coin? And then next Friday, those of you that went and counted the ridges for yourself can let me know if you can back that up. Sea urchin. Okay, so Jerry doesn't like liver. I don't know if I've had sea urchin. I've had some kind of eel that I ate in South America, in Valparaiso, South America, which I would imagine a lot of stuff I ate there probably was wonderful to me because of where I was while I was eating it. Ooh. I don't know about eating a live thing. Could I eat a live thing? But the question isn't about what I could not eat. It's about something I couldn't stand. It's something we can't stand or that you can't stand. So, I don't know. And so anyway, so there's the first did you know for today. But I want to try something with you guys. So let me pull up my screen again. And y'all will be trying this with me. And I want to put in, hang on, I'm going to do a shout out for Dale and Lisa at 9 Acre Family Farms. Because, oops, that's not what I meant to do. What did I mean to do? Hang on. Let me get their channel link right quick. Because they do a game night once a week, and they use this website. And I've been to their game nights before, and it just didn't occur to me to maybe look up that website. So let me give them a shout out because I'm borrowing that idea from them. Oops. But we'll share that. And then here's the link for 9 Acre Family Farms. So you can go over and get in on game nights with them. And we're going to try it here. And let me see. Let me pull this back up. All right. So we're going to see. This is just a general knowledge quiz. And if it works right, it'll be great. So what it's going to do, it's going to generate a game code, and it'll tell you where to go. Okay, see that? Here comes the game code. And it'll tell you where to go. So go to www.kahoot.it and enter that 7198957. Hey, Joe Huff, thanks for being here today. And that will load you into the game to play, and then we'll start the game, and you'll answer the questions. So BFF is here. I think obviously you can scan that QR code as well if you're playing on your phone. I think there's Joe Huff. I think it lets you have like 10 or 12 players. Obviously, the more players, the more fun we can have with it. I don't know what's going to come up in this quiz. There wasn't a way for me to play the quiz yet, so y'all are going to be looking at it with me the first time. And then it'll give us at the end of the game, it gives us, the standings. Who came in first, who came in second. Well, I think it's playing music, isn't it? But I can only barely hear it. Oh, yes, you guys don't get logged in. Let's at least have 5 or 6 people play. I guess I could play, huh? Except that I don't want to. Have an echo from having. All right, let's see what happens here. 719-957. Okay. Here I come. There's me. Let me mute this tab. See if there's a. Well, while we're waiting for more of you to join us, there, I'm changing my avatar. Okay, no worries, Akashi. But let's get a couple more people. Let's join us for the game. We'll wait another minute or so. I'm guessing BFF is Butler Family Farm. John, do you want to play the game with us? It should go pretty quickly. I think it's probably 10 questions or so. Pete, you can play. Oh, what did I start to say? I started to tell you before we get going. I was going to tell you something, and now I don't know what it was. Okay. Anybody else want to play? Hey, Mark, you should play. This might be something you would have fun with on your channel. Mark does a lot of quizzes and things on his channel in his live streams at Corner Clubhouse Cobalt. Hey, Vicki Lund, Psychology Noir with Dr. Lund. How are you? If you're going to be around a while, we're about to start this game, Vicki. If you want to test it out with me, it'll be the first time I've done it here. Shouldn't take very long. You actually, John, see on the screen where it says go to www.kahoot.it and you enter that game pin, and that's what gets you into the game. Oh, nice, Joe. Very nice. Let's put up another Did You Know while we're waiting for. There's another Did You Know while we wait for a couple more people. Hint, hint, hint. It's easy for me because I'm on the computer. There's Vicki Lund, Dr. Noir, Dr. Noir. There I go. I finally had gotten over calling you Dr. Noir, and now I'm calling you Dr. Noir because I saw Noir up on the screen there. Oh, I should have checked in on the goose pen. We've got a mama goose sitting on a nest again. Okay, I'm about to call it. So, this did you know? Tigers have striped skin, not just striped fur. The stripes are like fingerprints. No two tigers have the same pattern. Did you know? Who knew that? Okay, let's start this game. You guys can help me test it out. Somehow I got to get it where I can see. It's a general knowledge quiz. Oh, I don't know if I can't play, can I? Or I'll give away my answers. Oh, that's weird. Somebody got it right, so it won't tell us the scores until everything is over. Oh, I guess since I'm hosting it doesn't let me play, but I'm on the screen. Okay, so right now Joe Hupp is in the lead. Oh, I have to be more involved here. I didn't realize that. In which continent is Kenya located? So I can see now that I'm going to be. That's funny. There's 2 answers. Oh, time's up. 3 answers. 2 people got it right. Is that what that means? Yeah, 2 people got it right. Again, we won't know what the scores are until the end. Yeah, that's why I want to practice with this, John. Make sure we can figure out how to make it work. Okay. Right. So Joe's in the lead at 1490, and Butler Family Farms is second place at 722. We're gonna play until we figure it out. Question 3 of 10. Delhi is capital of India. True or false? Are you on a phone, John, or are you on a website, on a desktop, or a Mac? That eyelash is still in my eye, y'all. All right. Check our scores. All right, there you are, John. You're there. Identify the logo of Microsoft. I guess it gives us about 15 seconds to answer. Yeah, at least it let you in on that last round, John. All right. Ooh, Joe is tearing it up. I thought this was a general knowledge quiz. I feel like it's mostly geography. Oh, I guess I could say identify the flag of India, since we have the color codes there. Wow, I don't know this one. I can make a guess. I think Weave at Weave's World did a international flags quiz one night. Man, that was the worst performance I've ever had on his channel. Ooh, everyone got it right. Joe Hupp has the highest answer streak of 3. Yeah, so there's 10 questions. What did we just identify? Yeah, I think I noticed that same issue when I've played over at Dale and Lisa's channel, John, that there was a delay. No worries, Vicky. Again, I'm just testing it out. All right, but Joe is just going to town here. Kenya is named after the longest river in the country, the biggest waterfall in the country, the most beautiful monument, or the tallest mountain in the country. Okay, one person got it right. The tallest mountain in the country. All right. Jerry's trying to catch you, Joe. Thailand is in India. True or false? I still think it's funny that it won't let me play. Oh, unless I'm having that same delay problem. Because I'm in a different, well, no, I'm still on. Oh, that's why. I opened it in that other window and then forgot to go to that other window to play. Oh, and now on that other window, it tells me time's up. Okay. All right, here comes the last question. Who is the Prime Minister of India? Donald Trump, Kim Jong-un, Xi Jinping, or Narendra Modi? Yeah, I'll work it out, and I'm looking at a couple of other options for similar games, John. So, all right. So now let's see. Here comes the standings with 1,106 points. John at Pedrosa Travel with 3,347 points. Jerry at Butler Family Farms and with 5,989 points. Joe from Australia. Oh, look, we're still on the screen, Vicky. Runners up. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. I want to do something like that at least from time to time. And I just don't even know how to put together my own quiz. Again, Weave was a master at that, but I don't know how to do it. I can't imagine that I could make it turn out right at all. So let's move on to some more Did You Knows and random questions. Here comes another random question. And still, if you want to sound off on what food you can't stand, you did great, Joe. Everybody did great. Thank you for helping me test it out. Again, if you want to still sound off and let us know in the chat what food you cannot stand, that was the first random question. Here's the next random question. What's the most adventurous thing you've ever done? So I'll answer while you guys are thinking. I think... I think, here's a Did You Know from Joe Hupp. Did you know Sumatran tigers are critically endangered? They're critically endangered due to palm oil deforestation. So sad. I don't know. Nobody seems to have a plan for what's going to happen when we literally run out of room for wildlife on the planet, right? So, most adventurous thing I've ever done. Well, that Ireland and Scotland trip was pretty adventurous because I had 4 kids. It was very last minute, but maybe more so, I got a phone call from the guy I was dating at the time who worked for Sabre that used to be part of American Airlines. So we got to fly places for free. And he called me on a Friday morning, called me at work and said, hey, you want to go to South America for the weekend? It was Labor Day weekend. So we were going to have a long weekend. You want to go to South America this weekend? So I said, sure. So and it was, oddly enough, this was in 1997. So while we were in Santiago, Princess Diana died. And I still remember coming back to the hotel from being out sightseeing, and all the channels there are in Spanish. but you didn't have to be able to understand Spanish to understand what was happening. And that just really sticks with me. But that was pretty adventurous too. Like literally last minute, fly 13 or 14 hours, whatever it was, to another continent to spend a long weekend. And of course I got there, it was September, so this is Labor Day. And I didn't realize about the seasons and being that far south. And so I didn't have a coat. I had to buy a coat as soon as we got there because it was so cold. I don't know what happened to that little coat. I wonder what happened to that coat, my Chilean coat. So let's see. Here's what Joe did that was adventurous. The most adventurous thing I've done is going up in a helicopter. I went up for the first time back in 2006 in a hot pink and black Bell Jet Ranger 206B3. I have not been in a helicopter before. All right. And Jerry has been deep sea diving, but it was your job in the Navy, but still very adventurous, especially for those of us that haven't done it. Like, I'm afraid of being underwater. One of my very few fears, I am really afraid of being underwater. Like, even just swimming in the swimming pool, I don't really like being underwater. When I went snorkeling in Cancun, first and only time I've ever been snorkeling, and it's beautiful there. It's a perfect place for snorkeling because the water is perfect. I hyperventilated. I mean, I had a great time, and it was awe-inspiring, everything we saw. But I just kept having to come up because I was hyperventilating so much, just because of my awareness of the fact that my head was underwater. Go figure. Any other adventurous things you guys have done that you want to share? Does that mean what I think it means, that you've been underwater for 24 hours? Please offer more details, Jerry. I don't know if adventurous is what I would call that. I think that would be, I would lose my mind. Let's do one other random question. Would you rather be able to copy and paste in real life or undo in real life? So I guess you understand that concept, what this is getting at. So let's say in real life, you got to do the same thing that you just did. Would you rather be able to just copy paste and then it's done? Or you've made a mistake, would you rather be able to use the undo button to undo it? I think I would rather undo. And I feel like that's rarer, so that might be silly. But the things that I do repeatedly here are things I really enjoy. I don't know if I would want to. Let's see. So, John, I don't know if you're asking me or if you're asking Jerry. I've never been on a ship. I've been on like schooners, big sailboat things, like the pontoon stuff, down at Isla Mujeres. But cruise is on my bucket list. I just haven't done a cruise yet. Here's another thing Joe has done. Getting into the water with a dolphin for the first time back in 2012. That was an amazing experience and one I will never forget. I did pet a shark. Again, when I was in Mexico, back late 90s, we went to Isla Mujeres, and there was a little place right there where they had, I think they were sand sharks, maybe? Is that a thing? And you could pet them. And I don't even remember being afraid. It was just sort of chilling there, shallow water, and I got to pet it. 24-hour dive working on a sub. Well, I mean, military just sounds adventurous again to those of us that haven't done that. I know it's not the glamour that, we wish it could be. Oh, John has climbed Mount Fuji. Awesome. Okay. Butler Family Farms. Jerry would rather undo in real life. Hey, Life with Ron, thanks for being here today. He would rather undo in real life. Joe, it would just be dependent on the circumstances. Dr. Lund would rather undo in real life. John would rather copy and paste. He owns his mistakes. Here's an adventure. Got to touch a stingray. They feel so soft and smooth. Oh yeah, if I'm on the water, John, I'm totally fine with it. In fact, I love the water. There's some irony for you. I love the water, mountains and the ocean. That's my dream locale, my dream vacation, my dream relaxation experience is mountains and the ocean. I'd like for them to be together. So if I'm on the water, like I can float around in a swimming pool all day long. Again, I like being out on a sailboat. But under the water, I don't know where it comes from. It's not comfortable for me at all. Vicki just lives an adventurous life. Every day is an adventure for her. Ooh, John's been stung by a stingray. Oh, so John has a Mount Fuji video on his channel, guys, if you want to check it out. And Ron is more of a mountain man versus the beach. Yeah, I just like them together. I want a fantasy place where there's mountains in the ocean. So part of why I think I loved the UK so much, I don't even know if you'd really call those mountains, but there's, it's very hilly and mountainous, and then it's an island, so there's ocean all around. And I just ate it up. It was just a trip of a lifetime. All right, so let's see. Joe says, I get to do that in Coffs Harbour, North-South Wales. What is NSW? North-South Wales. That doesn't make sense. I'm saying that like I know what I'm talking about. He's in Australia, y'all. Joe is our friend from Australia. There's a lookout high up in the hinterland where you can see all the way out to the far horizon. Nice. Do you know what the elevation is, Joe? And here's from John responding to it not being fun getting stung by a stingray. In San Diego, there are a lot of them, and I stepped on one. Lesson is always shuffle your feet. Ooh, did you know? Write that one down, y'all. Did you know you should shuffle your feet in the water so you don't accidentally step on something that's going to sting you? And then Joe says there's a beach in Sydney where there's a known group of resident stingrays. They say to shuffle your feet on entering the water. Life with Ron. Ooh, yes. So that was just my trip of a lifetime was to Ireland and Scotland many years ago. I spent 3 weeks there on a concert tour. I've said for a long time and will continue to say that I dream about being in a position to retire to Pitlochry, Scotland. Just one of the most beautiful, peaceful, friendly, quaint, quiet places I've ever visited in the world. But yes, I have Irish descendants, so I was really excited to kind of explore my ancestors' homeland. New South Wales. I said North South Wales, so I knew there was a South Wales in there. Hey, Connie Cleary, thanks for being here today. Shane at Paralife TV, how are you today? I was just telling everyone they've got to check out that video that you just put up a day or two ago. I'm just convicted but inspired all at the same time. I have no excuses. There are no excuses, folks. Just do it. Oh, let's see. The elevation of Sealy Lookout is 310 meters, which is 1,017 feet above sea level. So that's a great vantage point then to see a good distance. Okay, so the stingrays feel your vibrations if you shovel and they'll move away. So again, like a lot of animals, they're not looking to get you. They're not out to get you. When you get stung or bitten, it's not because they are evil and they want to hurt you or kill you. They're just responding to potential threats and they go into protection mode. So you just have to be aware of your surroundings and do things like this: shuffle your feet in the water, or keep your distance, or make noise before you get someplace where there could be some sort of animal that could be spooked. I think we talked about spooking last week. Don't get freaked out and then spook them, because that's when the bad things happen. All right, so here comes, let's see. So those were the adventurous things. Again, feel free to continue adding the things you cannot stand to eat or most adventurous things you've ever done. It might be adventurous that I had 4 children with no drugs or epidurals or stuff, right? That was an adventure. I'm glad I'm not doing that anymore. Okay, here's another random question. What game show do you think you could win? Wow. I'd love to think that I could win Jeopardy. And I do have this pretty good batch of useless trivia and knowledge in my head that I don't get to use anywhere. But I don't know that the categories that would come up on the day that I might get on the show would be connected to any of those. But I'd love to think I could win a show like that. It would not be a, ooh, okay, here. Oh, here, wait, here's another thing from Joe. In 2021, I got to do something amazing while I was in Queensland. I went to SeaWorld on the Gold Coast and was lucky to get to feed and pat an amazing mob of penguins. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, some of the world's cutest creatures. And I guess they were probably accustomed to having people around, so they weren't spooked, right? Okay. Ron does not eat calamari. Yeah, I love it. And I had a pasta thing that had squid and eel and I don't know, some other kind of thing that I don't eat regularly in it. And it was fantastic. Okay, so Dr. Lund feels like she could win Name That Tune. So there's another shout out. Tony at Kettle Kitchen does a quiz on his live stream once a week, and he gives people. So it's like Name That Tune, and you get to challenge others. So there's like 4 people that participate, and they can challenge each other for points, right? So when it's your turn, you select who you're going to challenge, and then you state how many seconds you need to name that tune, and the other person can counter that and say a lower number, and you can go back and forth, or you just say, okay, have at it. It's tough. It's tough. But the people that he's had on the show so far, my mind is blown at how well they do at playing the game. So let's see. In Veracruz, Mexico, you can play with penguins. Penguins in Mexico, I don't even consider that. The Chase, which is the Australian version, is the Chase the Australian version of Jeopardy? If that's one you think you could win, a big fan of the Chasers, the governess, she has Asperger's, a form of autism. I might have to look that show up. Penguins like red ribbons. Did you know? And Jerry's just telling you, just saying, you don't know what you're missing, Ron, if you don't try calamari. Now, I love, too, they always, when we order calamari out somewhere, obviously they bring out the thing of marinara. I've got to put as much marinara on it, because I could just eat marinara. Like, I could make a meal out of just eating marinara. That's how much I like marinara. So that's part of why I like calamari. But Richard doesn't even eat the marinara on it. He just eats the calamari, which is so funny to me, because he is so picky. He is so unbelievably picky, as in a picky eater. He's a meat and potatoes man. He'll eat corn. But he loves, again, calamari. He won't eat tuna, but he loves most other kinds of fish. He loves seafood in general, but he loves some calamari. I'm not scrolling fast enough. Connie loves seafood. And Joe says, yes, the penguins are accustomed to people, and their care team is with them 24/7. Yeah, there are some issues with texture from time to time, but every now and then I feel like we get lucky, or we just go to a place that either has super fresh calamari, or they prepare it a little bit differently, and it's not so chewy and rubbery. But even when it's chewy and rubbery, I don't mind it. Ron is happy to just miss out. Okay, and Joe, He only likes the calamari if it's cooked properly. He's had calamari that was rubbery as it was not cooked properly. So yeah, again, I think we've sometimes gone to places where you can tell the difference, that they do something a little bit different. So yes, maybe it was just bad luck. Fish and chips, you cannot go wrong with that. Okay, the Chase Australia is an offshoot of the UK show with the same name. Ooh, I'll be looking on your channel for a picture of you with a penguin. You can put that on your community tab. Oh, I've never had grilled calamari. I've only had it fried. The show host is hilarious. Thanks for stopping by. It was very nice to meet you and have you in the chat today, Ron. I hope we see you again. If you are a channel content creator, let me put up my email address again. I interview, typically every Friday, I interview content creators, and we just share information about them and their channels so they can introduce themselves and grow. But I thought I would take a little break and just spend some time with my chatters today. So you're just here on a day that's not typically what I do on the stream, but I'm really honored that you were here today. So be safe, be happy, be well, and be blessed. And I will hope to see you in a future live stream. All right, let me get back to chat. Oh, how sweet. So I will tell you, Connie will come on and tell you too that her little birdie has crossed the rainbow bridge. But he was loved by many of us. Yes, I will hope to see you again. Thanks for being here. And thank you, Vicki. Yes, so last week on the show, I was talking about how close we were, and then had several people in the chat say, it says 2,000 for me. They were checking and told me that we crossed that mark while I was yapping here on the live stream. Oh, I don't know what you mean. How's everyone doing? Let's get back. Let me put up another, random question. What's the strangest thing in your refrigerator? Strangest thing. Maybe it's not strange, but I mean, we've got that raw dog food that Serena eats in the refrigerator. She has to eat raw because she has an autoimmune disorder that manifests primarily as skin problems. Like, she lost almost all her hair last summer. It was so bad. It's so bad the doctor doesn't want to give her next round of vaccines because those contribute to the severity of the disorder over time. And she just gets miserable. She's got allergies anyway. And so, she has to contend with whatever the seasonal allergies are. She's sensitive to chicken, so she can't eat chicken. But someone shared a tip with me that raw can sometimes help with the skin issues related to the autoimmune disorder. And so we started her on a raw diet. And I think within about 3 weeks, we could already see her hair was growing back and she wasn't as miserable. She was particularly crotchety last summer, though, because it was really bad. Like, I was embarrassed for her. If she was in a video on the channel, I felt bad for her because she just was not her beautiful, luscious coated self. But she's much better now. So there's raw dog food in the refrigerator. Anyone else? You got anything strange in your refrigerator? What's the strangest thing? And we've got the raw goat's milk kefir. All of the dogs get that because that's just a great probiotic for them. But it might be considered strange. I don't know if I guess people could drink goat's milk kefir too, right? But I buy it for the dogs. Strangest thing in Joe's fridge is a 2-liter box tail, which is a boxed cocktail, a fruit tingle one, a box tail, a boxed cocktail, a 2-liter boxed cocktail. So I guess you mean like how we can buy the boxed wine, right? But this is a boxed cocktail. Fruit tingle. It already sounds delicious. Yeah, I don't even think we have any wine right now. Every now and then there'll be a bottle of wine around, but that's considered an extra. That's considered a treat. So can't have a lot of that around. All right, let's do another Did You Know? Did you know the Mona Lisa has no eyebrows? And yes, you bet when I put this banner up to share, I had to go look. Y'all can go look. Go look. Did you know? And while you're looking, here's another did you know. So did you know the Mona Lisa has no eyebrows? Here's another did you know. I am not going to try this. I'll just tell you now. But I, for your listening pleasure, have a video that you can listen to hear how that is pronounced. All right. Vicki knew that about the... Oh, so here in Vicki's fridge, she's got anchovies in olive oil. And Vicki did know that the Mona Lisa has no eyebrows. But let's go back now to this. Longest place name in the world is 85 letters long. And it's that big thing that I'm not going to even try to say. Don't even ask me. It's in New Zealand. But here's a video to tell you how it's pronounced.
Seems to come to mind. Tau matawhakatangi hanga ko au o tamatea tsuri pu ka piki maunga horo nuku pokai whenua kita na tahu.
Where do they grow that?
Tamata fucking tangi hangi ko wa tamatea pokai whenua kita na tahu.
Crazy.
That's video.
Can I see some of those photos?
Tau mata whakatangi hanga ko au o tamatea turipu ka piki maunga horo nuku poka iwi he nua ki tana tahu to his lover.
Easy for you to say.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, maybe Joe can say that. So here's back to the boxed wine. They can box wine over there, and they call it boxed wine goon. Then there's a game called Goon of Fortune, a warm bladder of boxed wine on a hill's hoist. I want to go to Australia, y'all. Yeah, so I'm with Connie, though. Try that name 10 times fast while you're drunk. Right? I thought I heard something in there every now and then that I thought, is that really how it's said, or is that guy just toying with us? So the first guy I thought was, wow, he just tore it up. I'm going to just play that first guy again right quick. Let me take this off because it's running it was running the name across the bottom as it was playing. So let me just get the first guy.
Seems to come to mind. Tau matawhakatangi hanga ko au o tamatea tsuri pu ka piki maunga horo nuku pokai whenua kita na tahu.
There you have it. There's a show I could not win. Pronounce this. Pronounce that word. Okay. I remember in Argentina they had wine in a box. It was what the winos used. Yeah, I think it's kind of just considered lower sophistication here. But you can still get some of the same wines that you can buy in a bottle. You can get them in a box. And I don't even care, what kind it is. If I like whatever wine it is, I like it. It doesn't matter to me if it's in a box, if it's in a bottle, what the name is, where it came from. I've been on the receiving end of that rather interesting game. Never play it with a bunch of Filipinos. All right, let's do another did you know? Oh, no, let's do another random question. Your favorite zoo animal. What's your favorite zoo animal? Wow, that's hard. I really like giraffes, and I think one reason I really like giraffes, I don't know that I would have always said giraffes were my favorites, but when April the giraffe, I don't know, some of you guys may have followed the birth of her first calf. No, I don't think it was her first calf, actually. It was her first calf after she went to the Animal Adventure Park in New York. But the birth of her first calf was televised, like all around, not televised, it was live streamed on YouTube all around the world. And of course, I came upon it. I'd been watching the Eagle live streams for, a couple of years at least. I think this was 2017, maybe, when she had that calf. And it was just amazing. It was just amazing. And in the months leading up to her delivering that little little giraffe, it was just so fun getting to know her. And I think they could tear you up. Of course, they could just destroy a human if you messed with them. But she just seemed on the camera. She just seemed so sweet and gentle. And it just seems like if you encountered her in the wild, she would happily take, carrots and lettuce and stuff from you. Richard's home. All right, so let's get to the answers to the question. Vicky's favorite answer is elephant. I've always liked elephants. Again, I only think that it was because of April that my favorite zoo animal sort of turned into giraffes. Joe's favorite zoo animals: dolphins, tigers, giraffe, and Australia's native dog, the dingo. And again, he shared with us earlier, I think it's the Sumatran tigers, right, that are endangered now, Joe? Right. Tigers. Susan worked at the San Diego Zoo, and he got to play with the baby tigers, or what? That should have been on your most adventurous thing you ever did list as well. And John likes pandas. And Joe is jealous, see? Everyone is agreeing that that's amazing that you got to do that. And Vicky says, hello, Richard. He said, hey. Stop. Connie likes the big cats and the birds. There's a YouTube channel guy even here. I don't remember what it's called. I don't think I'm subscribed to it even, but I watch every now and then. And I think there used to be the Learning Channel or one of the Discovery Channel or something. This guy had a show. He's like a lion whisperer. Like he's actually been out in the wild around wild lions, I think. Blows my mind. Okay, yes, so he learned about the Sumatran tigers being on the endangered species list at the Taronga Western Plains Zoo at their big cat encounter. All right. Here comes another did you know. Where's Schultze? A 10-gallon hat holds less than 1 gallon of liquid. I don't know how any of us will fact check that. Anybody happen to have a 10-gallon hat that you would want to pour liquid into? Well, I guess you could line it with something. Let's see if I have asked all the... Okay, so that's all the questions I had on banners except for this last, or all the banners I had except for this last one. This is another did you know. Sarcasm decreases cortisol, a chemical linked to stress and depression. Let's see if Vicky might be able to back that up for us. I tried to think of, when I typed that up, I tried to think of something real sarcastic to say after I read it, but maybe I'm not really good at sarcasm. Fortunately, I don't feel stressed or depressed. Jerry's hat is only 2.5 gallons. Oh, speaking of hats. So I don't think I usually tell you guys like what I'm watching. We have Amazon Prime. So we have Prime Video. And I've seen this video come up in my like recommended videos. It's called Nope, N-O-P-E. Let me just put that there. Nope is the name of the movie. It's oh my gosh, what's his name? Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to look it up now to tell you. Because I really like this writer-director guy. And I know you will have heard of him. He did the remake of the Twilight Zone, which I also think was on Amazon Prime. Here we go. Nope. I'm looking at IMDb. And it was written and directed by Jordan Peele. Okay, so here's Vicky's professional response to the did you know about sarcasm. Laughter reduces cortisol, but she never heard of sarcasm reducing it unless it's funny. So again, you got to be good at it. I don't know that I'm good at like joke telling and stuff. Anyway, so this movie, Nope. I just watched it last night. I've been scrolling past it, when I was looking for something. So it's like let's see, what category does it say it is? Like suspense and horror, I think it says. Oh, it doesn't tell me on IMDb. Horror, mystery, and sci-fi is what IMDb classifies it as. I think on Prime Video it may have said suspense and horror, and so it's all of those things: suspense, horror, sci-fi, mystery. Man, like I want to watch it again already, and that's been a long time since I watched a movie, and I want to go watch it again. And it's not because I think I missed anything or I didn't understand something. I just really loved it. I was worried in the beginning that it was going to go slow. I thought it was going to go slow, but man, it's worth the wait. And if you like that kind of stuff, it had a very satisfying ending. So that's a plus. I get really disappointed when I, come across a movie that I really like. Thanks for being here, Connie. Love to you, friend. And then it ends in a way that I think, what? Or it doesn't tell you what happened, or you don't know where the people go, or something like that. This one had a very satisfying ending, I thought. So if you are into that kind of, movie, watch that movie. Oh my goodness, that was great. I just thought it was great. So excited to share that with you. But let's do some on this day. How about it? Let's share the screen. All right. On this day, is that big enough? I can make it bigger. Let's make it bigger. Let's try that. On this day in the year 1084, first entry for this day, Antipope Clemens crowns German King Hendrik IV as Holy Roman Emperor. So I had to look up antipope. So there's a word of the day for y'all. Antipope. An antipope is a person established as pope in opposition to one held by others to be canonically chosen. So I don't know why that would happen sometimes, but there's a new concept for me on our Did You Know for the day. Oh, let me get back to... All right. And then on this day in 1146, Bernard of Clairvaux preaches his famous sermon in a field at Vézelay, urging the necessity of a second crusade. Louis VII and Eleanor of Aquitaine are present and join the crusade. There is Eleanor of Aquitaine. And now let's see what we got. On this day in 1492, Queen Isabella I of Castile and King Ferdinand II of Aragon issue the Alhambra Decree, which expels Jews from their kingdoms. On this day in, let's put this little one. On this day in 1504, France and Spain sign a truce. On this day in 1521, first mass held in the Philippines, generally believed to be on the island of Limasawa in the archipelago of St. Lazarus by Ferdinand Magellan and 50 of his men. They take possession of the island the same day. That kind of sounds passive-aggressive, doesn't it? They held a mass and then they took possession of the island. Why is that striking me as odd? This day in 1547, Henry II succeeds Francois I as King of France. Let's skip ahead a little. Let's look at a picture here. On this day in 1770, Immanuel Kant is appointed professor of logic and metaphysics at the University of Königsberg. There is such a thing, a professor of logic and metaphysics. Is that still a thing? Okay, we'll know it's you. We'll know it's you, Joe. But look, there's Joe with a dolphin in this profile pic. Okay, let's see. On this day in 1796, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's dramatic play Egmont premieres in Weimar. I don't know a lot about Goethe. On this day in 1814, forces allied against Napoleon capture Paris. So, yeah, I'm kind of just sticking with the pictures because I just think that's more interesting for you guys as I'm reading these. On this day in 1841, first performance of Robert Schumann's First Symphony in B happened. On this day in 1877, Fred the Demon Spofforth, wow, what a name, Test cricket debut of feared Australian fast bowler Fred the Demon Spofforth. Australia loses second test by 4 wickets versus England at Melbourne Cricket Ground. Joe, do you know about Fred the Demon Spofforth? On this day in 1889, Eiffel Tower officially opens in Paris, designed by Gustave Eiffel and built for the Exposition Universelle. At 300 meters high, it retains the record for the tallest man-made structure for 41 years. I have yet to go to France, y'all. So that place where that, I think that was that performance was held, is in Sweden. Oh, is that what it said? On this day in 1905, Emperor Wilhelm II of Germany visits Tangier, Morocco, and proclaims Germany's support of Moroccan independence and equal opportunity for all powers to trade there. Check out that mustache. Richard might want a mustache like that, y'all. On this day in 1909, Gustav Mahler conducts New York Philharmonic for his first time. On this day in 1939, The Hound of Baskerville's first of 14 films starring Basil Rathbone as Sherlock Holmes and Nigel Bruce as Dr. Watson is released. I like those kind of movies. Let's see if Joe knows about that cricket guy. I don't know about him, but I do know about the Melbourne Cricket Ground, also known as the MCG or the G. I've stood in the grandstands and the corporate boxes. Sweet. On this day in 1945, Tennessee Williams' Glass Menagerie premieres in New York City. On this day in 1953, UN Security Council nominates Dag, oh boy, here we go, Hammarskjöld for Secretary General. Dag Hammarskjöld. Sorry, Dag Hammarskjöld, for what I just did to your name. For Secretary General. On this day in 1957, Rodgers and Hammerstein's live television musical Cinderella, starring Julie Andrews with Kay Ballard and Alice Ghostley, premieres on CBS TV. I don't remember that. On this day in 1966, Labour Party under Harold Wilson win British parliamentary election. On this day in 1967, first time Jimi Hendrix burns his guitar and his fingers at Finsbury Park Astoria Theatre in London. The guitar sold at auction for nearly $500,000, and the building is currently a church. After it was burned, it sold for $500,000? Is that what that means? Obviously. Wow, that's a Jimi Hendrix fan there, right? On this day in 1968, U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson announces in an address to the nation that he will not seek re-election. I won't say what I was going to say there. On this day in 1969, the New York Times reviews Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut on its publication, saying you'll either love it or push it back in the science fiction corner. On this day in 1969, George Harrison and Patty Boyd are fined £250 each for illegal drugs. On this day in 1972, final day of the rum ration in the Royal Canadian Navy. How interesting. A rum ration? Why was there a need for a rum ration in the Royal Canadian Navy? On this day in sports history, 1973, American tennis star Billie Jean King ends Australian Margaret Court's 57-match winning streak, 6-7, 7-6, and 6-3 in semifinals of the WTA event in Indianapolis, Indiana. I can't even say Indianapolis now. On this day, also in 1973, yeah, I was going to say, that's the same year, Boston Bruins defenseman Bobby Orr scores his third career hat trick in a 7-3 loss at Toronto to become the first player in NHL history to score 100 points for 4 straight seasons. Oh, I gotta not have my cursor over their picture. I just realized it blurs it out. Also on this day in 1973, Muhammad Ali suffers a broken jaw in a shock split points decision loss to Ken Norton over 12 rounds in San Diego. All wins rematch in another controversial split decision. Oh, Ali wins rematch in another controversial split decision. A broken jaw. Wow. 74, American golfer Lee Trevino goes bogey-free for the full 4 rounds as he wins the Greater New Orleans Open by 8 strokes from Bobby Cole and Ben Crenshaw. Wow, a lot of sports. On this day in 1980, almost concurrent heavyweight boxing championship fights. Larry Holmes TKOs Leroy Jones in 8 for the WBC title in Las Vegas, Nevada, whilst Mike Weaver KOs John Tate in 15 for the WBA belt in Knoxville, Tennessee. Those are some big guys. Look at that. On this day in 1980, U.S. President Jimmy Carter deregulates the banking industry. On this day in 1981, 53rd Academy Awards, Ordinary People, Robert De Niro and Sissy Spacek win. Also film in history, on this day in 1983, Monty Python's The Meaning of Life is released in the U.S. My favorite Monty Python, though, is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. There was a time when I could, quote every line as if I was reading the script. More sports. On this day in 1984, Mike Bossy becomes first player in NHL history to record 7 straight 50-goal seasons, scores 50th and 51st of the year in a 3-1 New York Islanders win at Washington. On this day in 1985, WrestleMania 1, Madison Square Garden, New York City. Hulk Hogan and Mr. T beat Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff. I didn't even know that was a thing. Let's skip all these sports. In 1988, a Pulitzer Prize awarded to Toni Morrison for her novel Beloved. In 1989, Donald Trump purchases Eastern's Northeast Shuttle. 1990, Carol and Company starring Carol Burnett premieres on NBC TV. I didn't remember she had another show after the Carol Burnett show. Oh, there's so much sports stuff. What's with all these sports stuff? What is happening? What is happening on March 31st? Oh, that's a basketball, right? Big, what's it called? March Madness, right? So what's all the golf and hockey and stuff doing in there? On this day in 1994, Chicago White Sox assigns former NBA superstar Michael Jordan to the Birmingham Barons of Class AA Southern League, returns to NBA after 1 season. I do remember he tried some baseball. In 1995, on this day, the second time in tennis history, world number 1 and number 2 ranked players play in the same Davis Cup team. Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi score victories in U.S. quarterfinal win against Italy in Palermo. Okay, I just don't want to do any more sports. Oh my goodness. Well, there's a Heath Ledger thing. On this day in 1999, 10 Things I Hate About You, a modernization of Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew, starring Julia Stiles and Heath Ledger, is released. That was a pretty good little movie. Oh my goodness, y'all. I just don't, what is that? Sports history, and there's President Bush. On this day in 2003, Cincinnati Reds opened their new home, the Great American Ballpark, with a 10-1 loss to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Former President George H.W. Bush throws first ceremonial pitch. I thought, what does he have to do with sports history? On this day in 2019, Elton John, my favorite singer of all time, joins George Clooney's call to boycott hotels owned by the Sultan of Brunei after Brunei plans new anti-gay laws to make homosexual sex punishable by death. On this day in 2021, French President Emmanuel Macron announces a new pandemic lockdown, closing schools for 3 weeks with new national restrictions. And on this day, also in 2021, New York State legalizes recreational use of marijuana in legislation signed by Governor Andrew Cuomo. Sales not legal for 18 months. What does that mean? You could use it, but you couldn't sell it? Is that what that means? Also on this day in 2021, Paul Simon sells his entire songwriting catalog of over 400 songs to Sony Music Publishing for an undisclosed sum. An undisclosed sum that, oh, sorry, Joe. Thanks for being here. Love to you, friend. Oh, how do we take that banner off? That's been on there that whole time. Maybe y'all said something and I missed it. Wow, I would imagine that undisclosed sum was a pretty penny. On this day in 2021, U.S. President Joe Biden overturns Trump's restrictions on transgender people serving in the armed forces. Also on this day in 2021, U.S. President Joe Biden unveils the American Jobs Plan, one of the largest infrastructure plans in U.S. history, worth $2 trillion. And then the last couple of entries on this day last year, 2022, first truly complete sequence of a human genome published by Telomere to Telomere, T2T Consortium, after breakthroughs in new technology. Previously, just over 90% of the human genome had been coded. Also on this day last year in 2022, U.S. announces it will release 1 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve for 6 months to drive down prices. They kind of went back up though, didn't they? And that's all for on this day. I'm going to pull up a few more Diginos from a new page I found. The page is called inspirationfeed.com, and then the Diginos are on an article called 100 Interesting Facts You Never Knew. And there were a few here that I did not know, but I don't think this first one was one of them. So the first one is Michael Jackson's music video for Thriller has been seen by more than 4 billion with a B people since its release. Hello, Junkyard Gamer. How are you? Thanks for being here. Let me find one of the ones that I thought was really wild. Oh, this is interesting. Maybe Vicky can give us can fact check this one. A man's cognitive function is impaired when interacting with women. Even the thought of interacting with females affects the male brain. Oh, dark here. Yeah, I guess I could have turned a lamp on behind me. But I didn't use the green screen today because I didn't want to do a backdrop because it just makes me so fuzzy. I'm not good with green screen. Or I just don't have good lighting for green screen. People are more likely to remember the first and last things they read on a list than anything else. Women end up digesting most of the lipstick they apply. I'm looking for the one I saw. I think it was farther down. In Los Angeles, there are fewer people than there are cars. A company called Browning sells knives specially designed to combat. Let's see if anybody can guess. Vicky says we don't need to fact check that one about men's brains being impaired when they interact with women. Okay. Yeah, I just never can get it to work right, David, and I just gave up. So, a company called Browning sells knives specially designed to combat what? Anybody want to guess? This is a good did you know. Okay, they sell knives specially designed to combat a zombie apocalypse. Now you know where to go when the time comes. I'm still looking for the one that I remember reading. Okay, this was interesting. In the UK, you are legally required to stop if you run over a dog, but not if you run over a cat. 36 human hearts could fit inside a giraffe's heart. 36. The simple past tense version of the word dare is durst. D-U-R-S-T. Is that how what? Oh, Kirsten. What's that girl that was in Jumanji? And she's Spider-Man's girlfriend? Kirsten Dunst. What's her name? A honey badger skin is so thick they can withstand multiple machete strikes, arrows, and spears. I still haven't found the one. I still haven't found the one that I remember reading and thinking, wow. But this one's, here's the good did you know. Did you know scientists say spending too much time indoors can ruin your eyesight and weaken your immune system? And here's something from Junkyard Gamer. Now, I know this is off topic, but if you search Congress English bill, if that passes, that means all foreigners must speak the spoken English. That's true. Ooh, interesting. No, it's not off topic because this is our Did You Know? This is our Did You Know part of the show. So I love it when you guys have some Did You Knows for us. Because the surface of the moon has no wind or water, an astronaut's footprint could last for millions of years. That's one of the ones I remember reading thinking, wow, I want to tell you all that. Oh, and here's another one. The human eye has around 576 megapixels. Like what? How many megapixels? Like when I take a picture with my camera, how many megapixels is that? Does anyone see a heart in a circle on your live chat? Where? Oh my goodness, where do you see that? Oh, here's the one. Here's the one. This is the one that I remember reading and thinking I have to share this with you. When baby monkeys are born, they grab their mother's legs and pull themselves out. What? Hey, Marty Ferguson. Oh my gosh, y'all. So Marty is a friend of mine from Peter Tragos' Lawyer You Know channel. How are you? How nice for you to be here today. Thank you for stopping in. We're just having fun today. Ordinarily, my Fridays, I interview content creators, and then we just do a little bit of fun stuff. But today, I thought I would take a little break and just play with my chatters. So we're doing our Did You Knows. We do Did You Knows every Friday, but I found a new page with some Did You Knows. So baby monkeys grab their mother's legs and pull themselves out when they're born. Wow. Macaulay Culkin was paid $100,000 for his role in Home Alone, but was paid $4.5 million for his role in Home Alone 2. 350 slices of pizza are sold every second in America. 25% of all Twitter accounts have no followers. That's probably our RichKatRanch one. I mean, we don't even use it. I think we have one, but we don't even use it. I'm great. It's a great day here. It's a beautiful day here. I found my first little sproutling. So if y'all saw my video from yesterday afternoon, I tried a hack. I didn't know it was a thing, and now I know other people have done it. So, but that's encouraging because that means it probably will work. And so I've got, well, I have 10 24 count clear egg cartons planted with seeds for various things, peppers and kale and carrots and what else did I plant? Basil. Anyway, so 10 times 24, 240 little plants that I'm going to try to grow. Since it's been so cold here at night, I've just been hesitant to put anything really outside or in the ground. So I thought, well, I'll just start these inside. So they spent the first few days inside, but now it's consistently been warm enough overnight that I've just left them out on the front porch the last couple of days because that's the south. The front porch is on the south side of the house, and the south sun is what you need for germinating stuff. And I've found my first couple of little, it's in the dwarf kale. I didn't expect it to germinate so fast. I thought my basil would probably start doing something quicker. But I saw some little sproutlets. So I took a little video, but that'll be in the update video that'll go out late next week on what's happening in my little garden. And the plan is I'm just going to get them sprouted there, and then they will move into either big pots if I'm going to do for the ones that are going to be in containers, or we'll put them in the spot that we now have designated for our outdoor garden. Okay. Oh, so my Nightbot is kicking in. Thank goodness. The heart thing. I don't know what you guys mean. Heart in a circle on your live chat. And Pete says, yes, on mobile. And that he's seen it a couple of times. Do not touch the heart. Now it's splitting hearts. I'm going to have to, y'all are intriguing me for sure. Let's see, a couple of more of these. It would take 1,200,000 mosquitoes all sucking at the same time to completely drain the average human of blood. Oh, my phone's on the charger. I don't have it near me. Hey, Richard, do you have your phone? Oh, it's going to tell you to log into the live stream on your phone and see if you see hearts or a heart or some heart-related icon somewhere on the screen. Or bring me my phone. It's charging over there on the couch. Yeah, so we were talking about doing something adventurous, Junkyard Gamer. You should press it and let's see what happens. Richard's bringing me my phone. Right, give me a minute. Give me a minute here. I'm going to get logged in. Okay. Let me take that off. Where do you see it? Or is it gone now? Oh. Maybe we should just make them split. Just unplug it then. Richard's trying to work on his laptop and he hears the turtle tank. I hope the turtle tank's not bothering y'all. I guess I've just learned to live with it. I don't see anything on the phone. Where do I need to be looking? Bottom right in chat. Oh. In the chat. So I'm on. Oh, can't be that close. Oh, now there's a glare. Well, I'll just have to look for that. Go into chat. Maybe since I'm on my own channel on the phone, I don't see it. Because I don't see it. Hey, Randy, thanks for being here. Okay, I don't see it. Y'all have me intrigued now, though. Yeah, so there's a did you know, there's some new feature in the chat that has hearts that you can interact with. Yeah, I don't see it on mine. But again, maybe because I'm logged into my own channel looking at my chat, maybe it's for people that are not, like, it's not the content creator. You can't see it on your own chat, maybe. Maybe? Let's do another couple of these. Okay, did you know your immune system destroys at least one cell every day that would have become cancer if it lived? Wow. Did you know the pattern of your heartbeat changes to mimic the type of music you're listening to? Wow. Yeah, this thing has a lot of interesting stuff on it. Did you know applying lemon juice onto freckles fades them and can even make them disappear? So I'm very freckly, which you can't tell. I got some makeup on today. If I didn't have a makeup on, you'd see my freckles on my face. And I used to hate it. Oh, I used to hate it. Just like, so I just felt so cursed as a little girl. I was freckly and I had ridiculously wild, crazy, frizzy, curly hair that the kids teased me about. But now I've realized, like, the older I get, being freckly makes me feel like I look younger. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Well, and I'm not usually on people's chats on my phone. So when I go to other people's live streams, I'm usually on the computer watching. But now I'm going to be excited to go to some live streams and check out the chats on my phone, like other people's live streams. I wonder what it's for, though. There's a village in Nebraska with a population of 1. She acts as mayor and also pays taxes to herself. All right. No one wanted to come up and say hi and tell me what's going on your channel? Oh, so you can see what the other people are doing with it even. I'm so intrigued. I'm so intrigued. That's funny. That's funny. Spitting hearts. That is so funny. Well, those YouTube programmers have to have something to do, right? Let's see. From Marty. The vid I showed you of my channel of Tim the ferret who had a tail amputation. Oh, I'm so sorry. How old was he, Marty? I do remember that video. Was it an age-related thing that took him away? I'm always sad for any animals that pass away, y'all. Although, again, I realize sometimes that's best. That's the most loving thing you can do is let them cross over. All right, so tell me in the chat too if I can work out some kinks or we can figure out how to counter lag and stuff like that. Did you like that Kahoot game? It works really great over at 9 Acre Family Farms channel. So I don't know what would be different there. And again, I had logged in a different browser so that I could play along. And then I just realized, well, I can't advance the screen that you guys are seeing if I'm over on that other browser playing. He would have been 6 in May. Oh, I'm so sorry. But thank you for loving him and being with him till the end. That's a blessing for everyone involved. And I've got plenty of animals now that I'm sure were there to meet him and show him around when he got across the bridge. Anyway, so again, let me know if you liked that, because I would like to do some more things like that. We don't have a whole lot more coming up. Again, I'm so intrigued. I want to look at that short that went up at noon now and see what it's done since the last time I checked it. Because I think if you weren't here at the beginning of the stream, today's short had like 1,800 views in the first 50 minutes. I think I checked it at 50 minutes, and we've gotten 11 subscribers out of it. Now it has 1,902 views. We still have 11 subscribers that we got out of it. And again, all of that to just say that if you're a content creator and you haven't experimented yet with what shorts can do for your channel, try shorts. I will check my email, David. Love to everyone, love from everyone in the chat, Marty, for your fur baby. Yeah, try some shorts, y'all. Again, it's been kind of hit or miss. We've still had a handful of shorts in the last couple of days that didn't do as well. I mean, still, even some of the ones that didn't have a lot of views, there are at least a couple of them that we got like 1 subscriber from each of them. So, and that was what I had heard, is that they're a great way to grow the channel. I'm only hoping that, 25% of the people that are subscribing because of the short will go and watch some other videos on the channel. You can't control that, but oh yes, I'll check that out, David. Thank you. Anyway, but that's all I have for today. If you guys don't want to come up and say hi, and I mean, we'll just make it a new thing. Any time, if you want to come up, if you're not scheduled to be my guest for an interview on the show, since I typically do the interview the first half and then we do some games and fun facts and stuff the second half, you're always welcome to come up and just say hello. Put a face with a name, or a person with a channel and, help yourself get more comfortable being on the camera or sharing yourself with the audience. I'm so honored that you're all here. That's always such a big deal to me. It will never not be a big deal to me. Thank you for toughing it out while we tried to figure out how to get the Kahoot thing to work. I think it'll be fun if I can figure out again just exactly how to get everybody logged in and, not have to worry about lag. And you're so welcome, Marty. And again, thank you for being here, Marty. I'm glad at least you got to come to share the news about him with me. And that does it. So there will be a This and That with Rich and Kat going up on Monday evening. We haven't recorded it yet. I don't know why I do this to myself. Like I put off recording. Richard will even come to me throughout the week and say, do you want to record something tonight? But I can't settle on what I want to record. And then I'm like frantically all day Sunday or overnight, even Sunday night, editing and getting everything put together so that I can get it uploaded to premiere on Mondays. But we'll have something going up again on Monday for This and That with Rich and Kat. I'll have an update next week for my little egg carton garden. It looks like it's working already. At least one of those cartons, there's something happening. And we haven't had rain now. Well, it sprinkled a little bit yesterday, but the ground is dry today. That's the first time I've been able to say that in like 2 weeks. So hopefully we'll get back to sniff spot business. We've had lots of spots scheduled and then people reschedule because it starts raining. And that's just not fun if you got to put a muddy dog in your car. I mean, we can give them a towel, but that's just no fun to come out and mess up your shoes and then have a dirty dog in your car. So thank you all. Oh, winter's holding on. So Vicky's expecting snow today. I do think now that winter is gone, I think we will probably have another couple of nights in the 40s here in the next week or so. I'm just guessing because of how Texas weather is. So I may have to bring all my little plants in again a time or two. But by next week, I'll have some of them transplanted into either bigger containers or in a plot in the ground somewhere. So wish me luck with that. Thanks for all the support. Thanks to those of you who have shared videos on the channel. If you will, please show us a little love here. Let me get that little banner up. Smash the like button for me. And if you'll share the stream out, I would greatly appreciate it. I just am so aware all the time that together we get where we want to go. And there's room at the top for everybody. So wake YouTube up and let them know we're here by sharing. We haven't picked a date yet for our 2,000 subscribers giveaway stream, but that will be coming. Oh man, I ordered a couple of t-shirts. I should have worn a t-shirt today. So that's part of what we want to be able to give away is some of our merch, our RichKatRanch merch. So again, be watching for that. Email me if you want to be on the show. Email me if you ever have suggestions for a this and that, a challenge that you'd like to see us try. We're open to that. And I will see you in the next video. Check out the shorts I'm putting out. So starting tomorrow for the next 4 or 5 days, I'm actually putting out 2 shorts a day. I'm going to do one early in the morning. I think it's early morning and then still at noon. But I think I might have one day where I'm putting out a short like at 8 o'clock at night. I can't remember now. I've got a lot of them scheduled out already, so now I don't remember. But I am going to try a few days of putting out 2 shorts a day. That's some little tip I saw on a YouTube channel to experiment with different times of day for shorts. So be watching for those. I have a couple more coming out that are really funny to me. I really like them. And yet the ones I really like the most aren't always the ones that get the most views or get us the most subscribers. So who knows? But thanks again. Let me see. I see a couple comments here I may have missed. All right. Thanks for stopping in, Junkyard Gamer. You guys go and check out his channel. He does some fun live streams and we can hang out and chat and get to know each other over there. So give him some love. And I will see you again. For sure, I'll see you next Friday when Chancer Travels is my guest for an interview. And we'll see you Monday night for This and That with Rich and Kat. And I'll leave the chat open for a little while so you guys can say your goodbyes. Oh, here's one thing I want to share here. Weather in the Midwest states, especially Arkansas, an EF4 tornado had struck somewhere around Little Rock. Yeah, there was terrible weather that came through here in this past week, I think. And fortunately, we only got rain and mud out of it. But be safe, be happy, be well, be blessed. Love to all from Rich Kat Ranch. I'll see you in the next video. And again, chat will be open for a little bit so you guys can say your farewells. Love you.